Hey y'all, I'm back with a James Joyce related book, and it's also a comic book, so it scratches two of the check boxes on my niches for my channel, I guess. So I've talked in the past about the importance of understanding Joyce's biography for reading his books, because so many autobiographical elements make their way into his books. And the standard edition that I've recommended, I think most people recommend, is Richard Ellmann's biography, which is great. The problem though is it's very long. It's like 900 pages, and if people want to just get started reading Joyce, that they may not want to bother with such a long book before getting into Joyce. I was kind of curious to see how this book would do as an introduction to Joyce's biography, and I think it is a pretty good, a good way to start with Joyce's biography. Certainly not as detailed as Ellmann's book, but I think for your average typical reader, this is enough to get started. I think in the past, maybe a reading order that I suggested was start with Dubliners and Portrait, and then sometime before reading Ulysses, read a biography of Joyce. And I think maybe you could actually even do this before Dubliners and Portrait. It's such a light and quick read that you can read it in a very short time and then get started on his books. So I'm going to suggest that, and then maybe after reading Ulysses or even Finnegan's Wake, then you can go and tackle Ellmann's book and see how that suits you. Now, like a lot of comics that attempt to recount history or biography, it does kind of fall into the trap of doing a lot of recounting and telling rather than showing, breaking the old writing rule of show don't tell. But that's to be expected for such a detailed life of Joyce. There's so many incidents that occur and things that happen that you can't really, like if you were to actually spread it out into an actual dramatic form, it would take forever. Although there are, there's dialogue and there is some narrative going on, so it's not just totally recounting. And I think overall it's pretty good. It's about as good as you could hope for a biography of Joyce in comic form. Incidentally, I read it for free through my library. They have this app called Hoopla, so check if your library has it. You can read it digitally on there. And check it out. James Joyce, Portrait of a Dubliner by Alfonso Zapico.